Hello and welcome to this week's version of Beyond Reality. I'm SOLRETA and Taria, and I'm so grateful to be here for Beyond Mystic 003. And today is the 13th of June, and we're going to have a look into the weekly read ahead. But I just want to recap in terms of like some things that have been happening that I've been talking about for a while that we're starting to see shift and change. So I've been talking about like ET and UFO disclosure and things like this for quite a few years now, and it's a very exciting time to be alive because we are seeing these things come to the surface in terms of what I would call is more of like a soft disclosure, never forgetting that the true disclosure is actually on a personal level. But before we get into that, I also just want to share with you guys to remember to like, share, and subscribe with Beyond Mystic 003 on YouTube. And as you guys can see, there's a few shows that we have coming up still as well with Divine Feminine Oracles and all the gorgeous girls there. We've got Penny Kelly coming up. You can see the gorgeous Sophie and Elena and Meg and Julie. Lots of different shows for you guys to catch up with. But yeah, we really appreciate like all the comments, the likes and shares and subscribes, and the beautiful community that we also have here as well. I know all of us are so appreciative of this. And speaking of our wider community, we have May Levy's workshop coming up, which will be on Beyond Mystic Academy. You guys will be able to find that over on there. Now, the sign up is happening now because it's going to be a live event taking place on the 16th of June at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So this will be going right into abundance and manifestation activation series. And I know that there's a lot of us right now that are working on this sort of topic too. So this will be great to help clear out and release any limiting beliefs and mindsets that are related to abundance. So I encourage you guys to go over there as well. So let's get back to talking about ETs, UFOs, my favorite subject. So as you guys know, that have been following me for a while as well, I definitely have a personal interest in this subject, having filmed UFOs, having had ET contact all of my life, and having this sense of like purpose in terms of like proving to not only just to my family, but to kind of like the wider community that this stuff is real, that we are interacting with kind of like a veil beyond or a world beyond the veil. So we are starting to see this veil break down. I've done a few different shows on this particular topic. We are also seeing some really interesting crop circles that have popped up throughout the last couple of weeks. One of them, which was a square with a circle inside of it and a frequency pattern and some mini circles on the outside. If you guys go on to have a look at various different crop circles just into Google, you'll be able to see a few of them. There's really different ones taking shape and form at the moment. But what I have read from one of the latest ones is that we're shifting from a 3D, more of a cube, square type shape, into a circle, which is more 5D and beyond. And we saw a frequency ripple out effect and kind of like a transformational energy take place in this. The other thing that I've noticed throughout this last week since we've spoken, or since you guys have tuned in to Beyond Reality, is I've noticed a lot more telepathic communication happening. And I've noticed a lot more of myself just being able to, think of a song and then it's on the radio. So pay attention to that. We are being prepared. We are being shifted in terms of the way that our system operates. Another way to describe it is we have the physical senses, and the psychic senses, which I specialize in teaching, is kind of like the extension, or it's the way in which we receive the messages from the higher realms. So pay particular attention to this at the moment. The first card that we have is from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck, this beautiful deck here. And the card that came up is number 44, the second time I've had a card with number 44 today. And it is Panther Spirit, Reclaim Your Power. Now, this is a really interesting one because this is about sort of claiming your power, claiming the energy of the spirit that you're about to walk into. With Panther energy, we know that they're kind of like one of the kings of the jungle. They sense, and interestingly enough, they're one of the animals that are quite often seen on a shamanic vision quest or a medicine journey. They represent sort of like that supernatural spirit of the jungle. So there's a supernatural spirit that is contacting us right now, but is kind of referring to this extra power or this essence. And it's really funny. I felt drawn to wearing black before I pulled the card. And I felt this kind of like, how would I say, kind of like more kind of like a forceful kind of like anchored direct energy coming through for this week. So I do feel it is about sort of like our drive and different things. We are moving into, I'm just having a look at my little calendar. We are moving into more Taurus energy, Moon in Taurus over the next day or two. So yeah, I do feel this is kind of like more an anchoring or a grounding of your power. With the Panther energy as well, there's an interesting kind of concept that's talked about, or an actual way of seeing things from a shamanic point of view. Quite often people will talk about like a panther visiting them in the jungle or forest, or perhaps even shamans using panthers to view different, I guess, angles of the forest, almost like a remote viewing type thing. But with this is about kind of getting in touch with the next 2 steps ahead, or where you're moving to future. So really pay attention, start to claim this sense of new self that is being built in the here and now. Even if you cannot fully grasp the concept or see it yet, that part of you is developing. So that's what Panther Spirit has come to join us about. We have 2 cards coming up from the affirmation Words of Inner Wisdom deck, which is just this little one here for the week. We have the card of value. Take stock of the beauty in your life. There is so much around you to be grateful for. And this beautiful little symbol, mandala, on the back. And we also have allow healing. At a certain point, you have to release, at a certain point, you have to realize you have permission to heal your wounds at any chosen time. And we have the beautiful symbol of the hand and protection. I can never say how to pronounce that right. Hamster, I think. I'm probably butchering that. But anyway, this is about protection too. So really tap into what you value. Don't be afraid to tune into your healing. And I feel that the healing side of it is so much a part of this Panther Spirit that we're getting come up in the message of these cards. For some of you, it might even be involved or around plant medicine journeys, connecting more to your psychic senses, receiving a wider view of information coming in from these other realms. And also we're seeing like a lot more ET disclosure things happen. So be aware of false flags. I'm just getting some cards for the week ahead. Okay, and we've got 4 cards here. I'll just feel into these before we flip them over. So I'm seeing what I call transformational energy. This does feel very aligned to do with like the upgrades coming in from the sun as well. So important to receive those light codes at the moment. I didn't actually feel the need to bring a crystal today. I actually feel it's more working with the body and working with higher levels of consciousness that are coming in at the moment. I actually feel it's about sort of peeling back from tools at the moment to really tap into that direct source connection with higher self. So let's have a look into what we have. And we have some interesting cards. We have a death come up. Now, where we were talking about with Panther Spirit and letting go of, or tapping into kind of like future direction and things of that sort of nature, and kind of tapping into that spirit of what we feel we're moving towards, there is a little bit of the death of the old. Now we have the Phoenix energy right on top with this beautiful turquoise aqua blue. For me, this color represents like past lives or kind of parallel lifetimes. And we also see that in the nature of the scythe that he also has, and the stick with all the different lifetimes and things too. So I do feel this is sensing into a parallel version of you that is tapped into a higher dimensional reality that understands and anchors your wisdom and power. So I really do feel it is about these messages. Do not be distracted. There's going to be a little bit more deceit and different things going on in regards to like mainstream news and everything. We have 5 of Swords here. It is the card of defeat. I'm hearing the word distraction coming out really loud. So it can sometimes represent conflict. We see that it's an inverted pentagram. So it could be a little bit of distraction to get us to look in a different direction. We do also see kind of like a monetary type look to the bottom half of the card, and a purple and green energy that comes up with it. So we do sort of see this might be a distraction with things of more a materialistic nature to get us to not look into the spiritual nature or the deeper truth behind certain things. We also have a 3 of disc. With this 3 of disc energy, the guys that follow me and have watched me for a while know that I call this a fire that we can't extinguish by water. For me, this tetrahedron in the middle, which represents fire in sacred geometry, And we see that the disc, the wheels represent earth, and we see the water. This tetrahedron for me is to do with the crystals on top of the pineal gland and the crystals in the ears. Traditionally, it will represent like sort of getting recognition for work and different things, or sort of realizing that we've come to a certain point where we have a foundation or some kind of like stability. For me, this is about getting up and out of the matrix, is the way that the card reads in sort of like a modern day multi-dimensional way of things. With Mars and Capricorn energy too, it is like really strong fixed energy. There's such like a mindset and a goal and direction driven with this. We also have Queen of Swords as well. So we might also see like certain layers of truth start to come out. This is really important, especially if we have like deceptive type energy or kind of like defeat, distraction type energy. Really feel in with your psychic senses, because we have new systems and things coming online too. But we can see here, this is about freedom, liberation. The mask has come off. We're not playing games anymore. This is getting more serious. And I just saw 11:11 on my little clock. We also see here that her veil, or her shield over her chest is like a soft silk veil. So we don't necessarily need that heavy armor of protection, but it does denote kind of like a bit of a spiritual protection as such. So let's get some clarifiers and see what else is coming up through the week. Oh, and I just want to say thank you to all of you for your beautiful comments. And thank you for participating in our community as well. We all really, really appreciate it. And we have 6 cards. I'm just going to flip all of these over and we'll see. We have the Star card, the 3 of Wands, the Ace of Cups, the 8 of Wands, Ace of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. For those of you that are playing the game of kind of tapping into your higher senses and really seeing beyond this veil of reality, you're going to get a whole lot of new information start to download and open up to you. This will be like of a higher virtue. It will be kind of like your new operating system, to put it in computer terms. And you will also be empathically much more connected with your wants, your needs, your desire, your direction, this Panther spirit energy that we had come up. We also have 8 of Wands. This is again another reminder to not get entangled or mixed up in this kind of like off compass. It is Sagittarius and Mercury Sagittarius and Mercury energy. So it will also be not to get stuck looking for the meaning of things. So I feel like Spirit's like, right, on to the next thing, because we have an Ace of Wands come up with this as well. Oh, and I also, with this card, I always see this as a quantum jump. So we have the ability to be able to kind of switch timelines at the moment and step into our highest quantum potential. So when we do this and we really receive the messages that are coming from Spirit, we tap into being able to ground them and bring them down with purpose and intention. So I do feel for a lot of you for this week, pay attention to the channeled messages that you're getting, tap into automatic writing, tap into psychometry, holding of objects. Definitely check out the girls' videos on astrology, and check out Sophie's as well, to do with looking into this week ahead and the other girls and see what they're saying. But I also feel it's to deeply look within your own messages at the moment and to trust within like your own guidance, because we have been getting given from Spirit a totally different story to what's happening in the spiritual realms. The other thing that I will say is I keep seeing 2 timelines and I'm seeing sort of like a wobbliness and trying to like run and jump and land on the other one. I feel that we have kind of like a grappling hook, or some kind of like energy tapped into this other realm. Let's just get a few more cards just to finish up on. And they're giving me 3. Yeah, we have, this is interesting. 3 of Wands, the card of virtue and transformation, and this beautiful alignment of where we have duality and God is, or higher self, is this energy that comes in to kind of disrupt that. So really important at the moment to connect with your higher self, to meditate. And this is for a brand new beginning. Again, we have Ace of Cups, and then we see the fall of the Tower. So this is kind of how we defeat the Tower, guys, is to go to that higher timeline, to go beyond the energy of distraction and things, tune into your Panther spirit. And I just want to remind you guys to please like, share, and subscribe to Beyond Mystic. And definitely check out everything that we talked about before with the courses and things going on Beyond Reality. sorry, on Beyond Mystic Academy. So yeah, please like, share, subscribe. And for those of you interested in booking a session or for quantum jumping, finding out more about your higher timeline and what specific tips and tools Spirit has tailored just for you, or what your guides are really working with in order to kind of like jump onto that timeline. It's one of my favorite things to do, as well as looking into your auras and doing aura drawings and some tarot for you guys. But yeah, to book a session, go over to solreta.com and please use the 10% off discount code Beyond Mystic that I've got running along the bottom of the screen. You will find a heap more information on solreta.com to help you unlock your full potential. And I really love looking into spiritual questions and questions of the paranormal, as well as your everyday questions, whether it's related to love, career, different things. So let's finish with a final card. And I just feel to go to the Star Tarot. And we have Five of Cups energy. So be careful not to be distracted by the 3D. Keep this higher form of Two of Cups energy, love and connection. We see the butterflies coming out of that and the rainbow. So be careful what is sort of like, I guess, part of like the program or distraction or different things. That is an energy sometimes of disappointment as well. So prepare and make sure that you're getting like your own sense of worth and fulfillment coming directly from self. Really let water kind of like run under the bridge with, scenarios and different things that can come up. But I love you all very much. And thank you so much for watching. And please remember to hit that like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.